ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We are very honored to represent our country, Tunisia, at OW2 Conference 2024. Today, we offer you much more than a conference. You will join us on a 30-minute trip. A trip that lets you understand why three women are on stage today to talk about Tunisia, open source, and European collaboration. And before starting, let us introduce ourselves. I am Amani Jebali, head of open source pool at Sofrecom Tunisia, which is part of Orange Group. And with me, my dear colleagues and team members.
I am Mariem Saidi, technical referent.
And I'm Narjes Mahjoub, a business analyst. So, welcome to Tunisia. We are so excited to have you all here with us. I'm hearing something. Wait a minute. I think someone followed us from Tunisia. Actually, I'll introduce you to Mr. Camel. He's not your typical camel. First, his age is plus 3,000 years. And he works as a touristic guide. And apparently he has been roaming these deserts for quite a while. He has a famous question as a tourist guide that he wants to ask you today. What do you know about Tunisia in one word?
Okay.
And, okay.
Okay.
Desert, okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Okay.
Yeah.
Dash.
Yeah.
Spicy one, yes. Okay. Bourguiba, okay. Okay, nice. You've already mentioned some key elements that we will talk about later in our presentation. But is it true, Mariem, that Tunisia is only about deserts, oases, camels? No offense to Mr. Camel.
Tunisia is way more than that. Let us discover together. As you have mentioned, we have oases like Spika in Tuzar, deserts as part of the Sahara, the sea from different sides, the plains, the forest, and I forget Narjes. Surprisingly, we have also snow.
Don't say that word, Mr. Camel is afraid of it. Okay, he's run away because he's tired and from following us and afraid. So this is Mr. Camel's home. It's a tent in the South Tunisian region. And while he will be resting, Amani, would you like to share a little bit about the South region, monuments, architecture?
Indeed, Narjes. Not far from Mr. Camel's home, we can find Ksar Sultan in Tatooine. It is a palace with attics and a great example of the Amazigh architecture. And if you go up towards the north,
Wait, Mr. Kam is saying something. Okay, he's a touristic guide, but he's telling you this is Rome, Italy. And I don't know if geometry is failing him today.
How can you make this mistake, Mr. Kamel? It's El Jam in Tunisia, the largest Roman amphitheater in Africa and outside Italy. And by the way, it is part of UNESCO World Heritage. And not far from El Jam, we can find the Arabic architecture. For example, the Okba ibn Nafa Mosque, located in the city of Kairouan, one of the oldest Islamic one in the world.
Wait again, he's saying something. Okay, this time he's telling you this is a postcard from Greece, Santorini. Answer him.
I think you need a rest, Mr. Kamel, because it's Sidi Bou Said in Tunisia, one of the most beautiful villages in the world. With its blue and white colors and special doors, Sidi Bou Said combines perfectly the Arabic and Andalusian architectures. Another example of such combination is Tunis, the capital, where we can find Arabic, Occidental, and modern architectures. As you have seen, we have various monuments and architectural styles, and this will be our next important topic.
Okay, don't
Wait a minute. A more important thing, it's lunchtime, and you are all invited to Mr. Kamel's home. Let's discover the menu with Narjes now.
Okay, don't get me wrong, everyone. Architecture, monuments are all interesting, but for me, the most interesting sides are always on a plate. So today we have many appetizers like slata mshwiya, which is one of the most famous salads in the world. Another choice would be brika. It's something like sambusa, if you know it. It's with eggs and lemonade, everything. And the third choice of appetizers would be fricassé. We have a salad inside it, but it's delicious. And the main meal would be couscous. Maybe some of you know it already. It's a meal cooked in the whole Maghreb, and it has been added to the UNESCO's cultural intangible list as a precious heritage. Another choice is mloukhia. It doesn't look tasty, but trust me, it is. And we will end with Tunisian pastries. With almond and all. And we have a wide variety like kakwarqa, baklava, and many others. So this is our menu for today.
Narjes, enough with the food. You may be wondering about such diversity in one country. To understand that, let us go back to the day of Mr. Kamel's birth. Once upon a time, 3,000 years ago, Mr. Kamel was born in a very, very far country, which was called Ifriqiya. This country is located in the north of the African continent. Its Mediterranean coastline and strategic location have attracted conquerors and visitors through the ages, and its ready access to the Sahara has brought its people into contact to the inhabitant of the African interior. Later on, Ifriqiya became Tunisia, an African, Mediterranean, and Arabic country.
Since his birth, Mr. Kamel has witnessed many civilizations that have passed through Tunisia. The Kapsa, Carthage, Roman, Islamic era. All these civilizations have made their mark on the habits and customs of the population, which has been subjected to major transformations throughout history. In 1957, the establishment of the Republic of Tunisia, and 54 years later, the Tunisian Revolution was made. 4 years later, the Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided that the Nobel Peace Prize for 2015 is to be awarded to the Tunisian National Dialogue Quartet for its decisive contribution to the building of democracy in Tunisia in the wake of the Jasmine Revolution in 2011.
Obviously, Mr. Kamel contributed to that Nobel Prize, but he wasn't the only one. From the Kapsa period until today, Tunisia, this land, gave birth to many illustrious thinkers and historic figures. Let's take some examples. From the Carthaginian era, we have Hannibal. He's a general, statesman, and strategist. He left his mark on history with his crossing of the Alps and his victories against Rome during the Second Punic War. Another example from the Islamic era would be Ibn Khaldun. He's a historian, a writer, and philologist. He is considered the inventor of modern sociology, and he has a famous book, if you know it, it's called Al-Muqaddimah, or the Introduction. His work in the 14th century will mark the appearance of history as a science offering his analysis especially on society. And we will end with, someone mentioned it already, Habib Bourguiba. He's a lawyer, activist for Tunisian independence, and statesman. He was the first president of the Tunisian Republic, and he's considered the builder of modern Tunisia and emancipator of women. And he was our first president. That's the most important information.
After independence, Tunisia has faced many challenges that have been overcome thanks to three main pillars: education, health, and women's rights. The post-independence government viewed education as a priority. That's why education was free, open for the whole population, men and women, compulsory from 6 to 16 years old, multidisciplinary and multilingualism, mainly Arabic, French, and English. In terms of healthcare system, a primary care for all Tunisians was provided. Three levels of care were implemented over the years. A plan for health insurance was established, and good quality of training of health professionals was also established. And Tunisian doctors are known all over the world. Tunisia preserves also a unique status for women in the Arab world. Few months after independence, the Personal Status Code was promulgated. This code aims at the institution of equality of men and women in terms of citizenship. It bans polygamy. It establishes a minimum age of marriage and the consent of both spouses, and it establishes a divorce proceeding and the wife's right to compensation. The implementation of those pillars was reinforced by a family planning policy that aims at preserving the family well-being, also ensuring the mother and the health of the mother and the child, and allowing the empowerment of women. And this had a positive impact on all of society and reduced poverty.
Even before Personal Status Code was created, several women were educated, and today women in Tunisia keep shining and holding important position. For example, the previous head of the Tunisian government was a woman. The half of Tunisian government ministers are women. 70% of doctors are women. 75% of the workforce in the field of agriculture are women. 42% of employees in the public service field are women, 42% of judges are women, and 45% of lawyers are women.
Okay, Mr. Kamel brought for us Tunisian banknotes. This is 10 dinars, 10 Tunisian dinars. And on it, we have this exceptional woman. She's Tawhida bin Sheikh. She was the first female doctor and gynecologist in the Arab world. She was the first female doctor to sit on Tunisian Medical Council too. And throughout her career, Tawhida has devoted herself to women's health and to reproductive medicine.
We share with you also some key figures about the presence of women in scientific fields. So we have the second place out of 114 countries in terms of percentage of women graduating from higher education science courses. Almost 55% of women graduates from engineering and architecture courses, and 60% of IT and telecommunications graduates are women.
As we mentioned at the beginning, so we work at Sofrecom Tunisia, which is a pioneer in the ICT field and part of Orange Group. Sofrecom is a consulting, engineering and services company. We support the transformation and development of major companies in the telecom sector. Our consultants and experts provide business and technical advice, IT and development, and operational solutions. In Sofrecom Tunisia, we can find a nice combination between women's impact and technology. Let's discover that through some numbers. So I will read the green ones, since there are the latest statistics among our company's employee. So 53% of women in the workforce, 51% of women are hired, 31% of women are leaders, 57% promotion rate of women managers in 2022, 57% female mobility rate, 77% women's participation rate in talent orange programs in 2022, and we have 560 is the number of women in technical positions. Let me give you more interesting numbers related to women in our company. For example, the number of in-house female trainers has doubled in 1 year. Another example, the number of women that are being trained has been increasing, and they are holding various positions in the company. Half of the trainees are software engineers, but we have also managers, tech leads, business analysts, etc.
Let's present now our open source poll. It is part of the Digital and Data Department of Sofrecom Tunisia. Our main mission consists of carrying out studies and proof of concept based on open source, community open source solutions, and we contribute through our work to promoting the use of open source software within the Orange Group by the implementation of 2 programs, Community Open Source Program for Orange France and Open Source Catalyst for the whole group. We can propose to our clients one of 2 scenarios, either a solution consisting of a core software that includes all or most of the functionalities requested by the business, and we can customize the functionalities as needed and make some specific developments if needed for missing functionalities. Or the second scenario, a solution made up of several software components, such as user interface, APIs, engines, different type of engines. Well, to be able to respond to our client needs, our team is composed of different profiles to ensure the best quality of open source studies and projects delivery. We have a project manager, technical lead, and also business analysts, juniors and seniors, and also research and development engineers. Some the main key figures related to our activity. Within 3 years, we've conducted about 50 studies that cover more than 30 fields and can be categorized into categories: transactional and decision making, and for 3 main affiliates of Orange Group: Orange France, Orange Innovation, and Orange Business. And we aim to work with other group affiliates this year.
The best part of our work is that the fact that we handle all types of requirements. So this is a non-exhaustive list of domains we have addressed already. We worked on CRM field, so customer relationship management. We work on virtualization, campaign management system also. And we have many others like knowledge base, IT service management, etc. Driven by the desire to meet our customers' challenges and to cover all of these fields, we work closely and effectively with various stakeholders in the open source ecosystem. So we have communities such as GeoTools and others, major users like Orange, TOSIT, which is a French organization including many French companies and public organizations, and it means the open source we trust, with foundations like OW2, distributors, publishers like Vertex, ITSMNJ, and others, and even service providers like Eviden. So when we collaborate with these stakeholders, it facilitates for us to find and recommend open source solutions. And here we have a non-exhaustive list as example. So let's take the example of a major project that we work on, especially with TOSIT. We're searching for alternatives for the famous Atlassian products, so Jira, Confluence, probably you all know those. And we already found some interesting open source solutions like XWiki for Confluence and Jira, an open project as an alternative for Jira software. Another interesting project we worked on would be finding alternatives in the field of automation campaigns. So we found Motic, which is an interesting open source alternative to Adobe Campaign. And let me add another example. That would be ITSMNJ. So we work closely with their team. And it was like an open source alternative in the field of IT service management, asset management. So in order to maintain our relationship with our stakeholders and the open source ecosystem, we make sure that we are present every year at the most renowned open source event in France. So we have, of course, OW2 conference like today. We also attended Open Source Experience, which is a famous one in France. You probably know it. We attended in 2022, and we attended in 2023 too. An important fact, in 2023, Orange was the sponsor of the event, and we had an exhibition there, and it was a great opportunity to meet everyone. We were inspired from all of these events, and we made our own open source event in Tunisia. It was called Open Source Connect. It included many keynotes, return on experiences, many interesting speakers. It was mostly for our Sofrecom employees, but a little surprise for you. In 2025, we're planning to have our second edition of Open Source Connect, and it will be nationwide. So it will be open for everyone, so feel free to join us.
Thank you. As you have certainly noticed, Tunisia is a crossroads of civilizations, and its culture is a fusion of several cultures. This is what makes Tunisian people open to sharing ideas and open to collaborations. And this is what open source is all about. Hannibal said, we will either find a way or make one. And we say today, we will either find a way or make one to reduce the digital gap between countries and foster innovation all over the world with open source. Ladies and gentlemen, our trip to Tunisia comes to an end. We hope that you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.